Hi, it's Carl Dubler with Imply. Apache Druid is an open source database for modern analytics applications. Perhaps you're wondering right now, does the world really need another database? And what's so great about this one? If you are building an analytics application, then I'm going to say yes, you do need a better database. If you are new to the world of analytics applications, may I suggest watching my video on the subject? I'll put a link in the description. For now, let's explore the 3 reasons why Druid is the best database for analytics applications: flexibility, efficiency, and resilience. To build an application for any scale, you need an architecture that is both distributed and elastic. To handle big volumes of data and thousands of concurrent users, Druid's architecture leverages independent components for control, query, and data. You can add or remove these as needed to meet your performance needs. Druid automatically balances the query and data ingest loads across these nodes to maximize performance. This is just one aspect of Druid's distributed and elastic architecture. Druid also has a unique storage and compute relationship. To understand just how unique, we'll need to step back in time a bit. For decades, we've known that distribution, massively parallel processing, was the key to query speed. This led to shared nothing architectures where each node of a cluster had both storage and compute. It's scientifically proven that this is the best way to get the speed needed for interactivity, but it isn't elastic. It's too difficult to add or remove nodes to respond to performance needs. So along came cloud data warehouses, systems that separated storage and compute. This made it easy to grow or shrink, but there's no argument that it is slower. Druid has the best of both worlds. Druid prefetches the data from storage to the compute layer. This isn't quite the same thing as caching. The data are there even before you run any queries. Druid also automatically load balances, so you can add or remove a node and the workload is redistributed for you. And it gets even more unique. If you're using streaming data, when it enters the cluster, it is held at the compute layer so it is ready for querying right away. No waiting for the events to make their way to storage first like you do with a data warehouse or data lake. This is unique to Druid, and if your application needs real-time data, you simply must look into this. You might be wondering, though, if this prefetch solution is expensive. After all, isn't it redundant data? Well, good observation. But we've found that this is actually cheaper than scaling up a cloud data warehouse to meet the loads, especially high concurrency. And this showcases our second major highlight of Druid: efficiency. Druid's query and storage engines were designed together to maximize efficiency. Let's drill down a bit on storage. Tables in Druid are split into segments and stored on data nodes. Each of them are columnar and highly compressed. But we take it a step further and automatically index them on 3 levels: global, data dictionary, and bitmap. Having the index right alongside the data is very efficient, and often queries can be resolved entirely by the index. Druid automatically balances the segments among servers, which sets it up to scale to thousands of users and trillions of rows. When a query is submitted, the query nodes distribute the workload. They do this with a scatter-gather algorithm, fanning out parts of the query to each relevant server, and then returning a single result set for a massively parallel effect. Combined with its highly efficient storage engine, this is how Druid handles lots of interactive queries from thousands of concurrent users on petabytes of data and billions of new rows each day. If you have particularly long-running queries with large result sets, though, scatter-gather may not be the best approach. This is why in 2022, we are adding another query engine to Druid that will improve its ability to do long-running queries that have huge result sets. It will use a shuffle mesh algorithm that breaks large queries into stages for highly parallel processing. Incidentally, we call it the multi-stage query engine. MSQE also interacts directly with deep storage. It doesn't require prefetched data, although it can use it. This adds even more flexibility to our already unique storage and compute relationship. In any case, Druid will automatically choose the query engine that is right for the job, giving you the flexibility to handle vastly different queries without giving it a thought. Finally, let's talk about resilience, which is often overlooked by traditional analytic solutions. After all, if your dashboard or static reports go down, well, it's not that big of a deal. But when you're building an analytics application to prevent loss or drive revenue, you can't afford to take resilience lightly. Druid recovers from faults automatically and can do maintenance without downtime. Two things make this possible: automatic load balancing and replication. If a node fails, no action is required by the administrator. Since data has automatically been replicated to cloud storage, the data from the dead node are simply retrieved from cloud storage and automatically distributed across the remaining nodes. Likewise, queries are also automatically rebalanced across the remaining nodes to maintain parallel performance. The same concepts are in play if you need to take a node down for maintenance. You don't need to schedule a downtime window. This is very different from other distributed systems where you have to manually rebalance when a node goes down, or you just decide to add a node because you need more performance. Druid is automatic, and while many cloud data warehouses can probably recover from a fault automatically, they're not very good at distributing queries. Druid users aren't making any compromises between flexibility, great performance, and resilience. I hope I made Druid sound intriguing enough for you to take a closer look. I suggest reading our architecture guide. Or if you're ready to try out Druid, take a look at Imply Polaris, our cloud database service built with Druid. You can get a free trial without any credit card commitment and be up and running in minutes. I'll leave links for all of this in the description of this video. Hey, thanks for making it this far. I look forward to seeing you in the Druid community.